Everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review, and today we're going to take a look at the new DC Collectibles Batman Arkham City Rabbit Hole Batman figure. Now this figure hit comic and specialty shops last Wednesday, so if you want to pick it up, it is out now. And the figure comes packaged in your standard blister packaging that we've seen with basically all the figures in the Arkham City line. You've got the Arkham City cityscape in the background. You've got the Batman Arkham City logo at the bottom with the name of the figure, and then the figure is clearly displayed in the packaging. And the packaging is kind of shaped like a mask of Batman. And then on the back, we have a picture of the Rabbit Hole Batman and the Two-Face figure from the Arkham City line, which was released a few weeks ago. I don't know why the figures weren't released together, but they broke them up. So both of these figures are out now, but the Two-Face came out several weeks ago. And then underneath that, you got a little brief bio about the Batman Arkham City game and everything. Okay, so let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Now, I'll tell you, this is a very odd figure. It comes from one scene in the, or one level in the Arkham City Batman video game. Basically, Batman goes down the rabbit hole, ends up fighting Mad Hatter. I believe this is like essentially a mask that he's wearing in the video game, and he, like I said, goes around. He's like fighting the Mad Hatter on this big clock face. I'm not that familiar with the level, but from what I've seen, that's basically what it is. So this figure comes with the strange. It's not a mask. It's, you know, the head is sculpted, you know, with the essentially the mask on for this rabbit type looking look for Batman. He's got really big buck teeth, and he's got the whiskers, and then he's got the floppy ears and everything. So the detail is pretty good. And then basically, other than that, it's just his Arkham City costume, though he's all scratched up, got rips in the costume. Looks like he's got a bunch of scrapes on him. You can see, you know, the detail with the scrapes on his leg and chest, on his arm. So, you know, it's definitely a nice looking battle damage type figure. So the sculpting and the paint apps on the figure are really nice, you know, what you would expect. It's also, the costume's just kind of dirty and all beat up, so you've got some nice shading with black and stuff to give it that dirt and worn look on the costume, as opposed to the regular Arkham City Batman figure, which is much more clean looking. The cape is basically that soft kind of vinyl material that we see with all the Batman figures in this line. The belt is gold color, just like we've seen with the previous Arkham. And it's glued onto the figure, so it's not removable or anything. The whiskers are just little soft, flexible little pieces of plastic, so they're very flexible and everything. And the eyes, he's got really big yellow eyes on the costume as well. The only accessory that this figure comes with is this little watch piece, which he can't hold in his hand. He has one open hand, but it's too open for him to actually hold the watch piece, and then the other hand is sculpted closed as a closed fist. So there's not a whole lot of point to this accessory. You can't really do anything with it. Not sure if it's even something he used in the video game or not. Probably, but not 100% sure. It does have some nice detailing on it. You can see like the inner workings of the watch in the middle, and you know, the numbers are clearly displayed. So it's a nice looking accessory. It's just, again, nothing you can really do with it with this figure. This figure stands at just about 7 inches tall exactly. He's about the same height as the regular Arkham City Batman figure that's been released. So here's a comparison of the two together. So articulation-wise, this figure is not too spectacular. He doesn't have a whole lot of articulation, unfortunately. He does have some up and down movement with the head, and he can look left and right with no problem. He's got the arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joints, and he can get the arms out pretty good. The rotation is somewhat prohibited by the cape, so you can kind of do it out and back. So, and then he does not have any bicep swivel. He has only a single hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow about that much. And then there's no wrist articulation at all. He can rotate at the bottom of the glove cuff, though. There is no midsection articulation on this figure. T-crotch joint, can't do the splits at all with the figure. Can get his leg forward that much. Can't really get it back any. Single hinged knees, but he can bend his knee pretty good. And he does have a swivel at the top of the boot cuff, but there's no ankle articulation whatsoever. And then he has one peg hole in the bottom of his feet. So that's my review. I've got to be honest, unless you're just a huge fan of that scene from the video game, or you just want someone for your Mad Hatter figure that's been previously released for the Arkham City line to fight. I actually don't have that figure, so I can't show you a comparison of the two. But otherwise, or if you just really like weird looking, Batman variant figures, I don't see much point to this figure. It doesn't have a lot of articulation. You can't do much with it. You can't get it in really any kind of good poses or anything. The accessory it comes with is kind of pointless. So, like I said, there's just not a whole lot you can do with this figure, and it's so obscure, just appearing in the one level of the game that, it just kind of seems pointless to me. But again, if you really like that level, or you just kind of like, weird looking Batman figures, then you may want to pick this one up. But otherwise, this is probably going to be a pass for you, especially if you like your figures to have articulation, because again, this one really just does not have very good articulation at all. So that's my review. I hope you enjoy it, and until next time, I'll check you later.